Life was good.
Uh-oh. Another
one.
Who sued you now, bro? Who sued you after Nike? Tell me about. Hey, another drink to that. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Wine with Tokes. I'm Tokes, and today I have two special guests with me. I have Josh Pather in the building. Nice to meet you, Josh.
Nice to meet you.
Finally.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me
on. The second guest we have is a special bottle of wine. Now, before I introduce the wine, I gotta say this. Josh, you have a compelling story, a very challenging background. Mm-hmm. So I thought about it, why not bring up another challenge for you today? So hence this bottle of wine. Now, you know about your Cabernets, Merlots, Pinot Noir, people, those are the popular ones. Mm-hmm. But today I have a varietal called a Syrah. Have you heard of that before?
Have not.
Okay, nice. This is 100% Syrah made literally in a region called the favorite and French place of Syrah, Northern Rhone. And so this is the 2011 bottle of Hermitage La Chapelle by Paul Jabelet, and we're gonna have that together. So let's have a taste of this wine.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much.
So now, before you sip on it, I gotta walk you through my 5 steps of wine. It's 5 S's.
All right.
Okay. You see, you swirl, you smell, you sip, and you store. Okay. So let's assess this wine together. So first of all, we're gonna hold it by the stem. Okay. We see this wine now. Color, you're seeing like dark ruby color in the wine. I don't know how familiar you are with red wines, but a dark ruby color now. You know, you can swirl, and this allows the wine breathe, and then we can smell. So I don't know what you get, but I'm getting more of like herbal. Can you smell like herbal, like dry leaves in there? A little bit meaty too, like raw meat in the wine. And definitely my favorite part. Let's sip. Let's taste this. Oh, this is amazing. This is actually my first sip of this wine. And so what do you think about it?
Smooth when it enters, and then it gets stronger.
It gets stronger.
Yeah,
okay.
I like that.
So that's what a lot of people would describe as a well-structured wine. So if I was to describe this wine, I'd say this is a well-structured wine on the palate, definitely the herbs. And you feel like some type of like dryness on your palate.
Yeah, it's setting in now.
Yeah, that's the tannins on it. But okay, so now let's get into this conversation. Who is Josh Pather? Like, if someone just randomly walks up to you, like, who are you? Like, you know, I know there's a lot to you, but how would you introduce yourself to the world?
How would I introduce myself to the world? I'd say I help people get started with a business.
Okay.
That would be the short and easy for that. At the foundation of what I do and who I am, I think I'm called to help people.
Okay.
One of my mentors, Russell Brunson, said that you're called to help the people who you were 10 years ago.
Wow.
And so I needed help 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, like there was no, like influencers were barely starting.
Okay.
You know, YouTube, all that stuff. Like I had to just figure it out on my own. Yeah. So at the core, if someone says, you know, who I am, I'd say I help people start a business because that's what's changed my life.
Yeah.
And was able to achieve all my goals. And it makes me happy now to see other people be able to achieve their goals.
Their own goals. Okay. So I have to lead with this. It's exceptional to distinct what you do as a business with PBI. That's Photo Booth International.
Yes.
Okay. You're not just in the services business of Photo Booth. You're also a manufacturer, correct?
That's correct, yes.
Okay, so because I think that's wild. A lot of people are in the services-based side of it, where they buy some product and scale that and go, you know, use the product somewhere, use the machine somewhere. But you own a share in that market, but also you're manufacturing and actually say, how did you start that? How did you even think about that? Like, okay, let me create my own product. Where did that start from?
Well, we were very successful with the photo booth rentals.
Okay.
So we were operating in Dallas. I built my first photo booth in 2012.
Oh, wow.
So that was when the selfie song actually came on.
Really?
Yeah. It's like, let me take a selfie, you know what I mean? Yeah, so that song came out.
Timing, huh?
Yeah, it was good timing. You know, timing is important as well. So that came about. We built our first photo booth. We posted ads on Craigslist. Like we bootstrapped it. $500. We went to Home Depot, bought MDF wood. It was the thickest wood that I don't know why we bought the MDF wood, right? It was so thick and heavy. But we bought like 3/4 inch MDF. Bought it home, cut it up, and we nailed it together, and we cut some holes in it, right? Okay. A hole for the screen, a hole for the camera, and a hole for the printer.
Okay.
We had an inkjet printer. This was like from Walmart. The Canon printer was like
Okay.
$78.
Okay.
And the ink for that was like
Another-
$150.
Wow.
Right? The ink was so expensive. And then you have to buy the photo paper, which is super expensive. But when you're starting off, that's what you got to do. So we did that. We posted ads on Craigslist, right? Back then, Craigslist, you didn't have Facebook groups. Like Instagram was barely starting to pop,
Right, yeah.
2012, right? So there wasn't a lot of avenues for free to grow your business. So
Okay.
we posted ads on Craigslist. I was actually still working at a call center back then, and we can
Okay.
touch more on that in a little bit.
Absolutely.
But I had multiple accounts. So you had 3 different email addresses, and so you log in on Craigslist. I don't know if you know about this hustle. Right?
Okay.
So you post the ad, and then like you log in an hour later, and you post another ad, right?
Through the other email account?
Yeah, through the other,
Okay.
because the way Craigslist works, like your ad goes
Keep
down.
pushing it
yeah,
down,
it keeps pushing
yeah.
down. So you had to keep rotation,
Okay.
use a VPN. So that's how we did, our first year, we did like over 6 figures, like
Oh, wow.
150,000. We
Okay.
were shocked.
Okay.
And so we scaled it
Despite
up.
the high cost with the printer, the inks, and
Yeah,
all
we
that?
still did
Okay.
it. That was our top line revenue. We didn't know about gross margins and nets and all that. We were just like shocked that we were
Yeah.
able to do it. So yeah, we grew it. By 2015, we were doing 800 events a year.
Wow.
And so we had a staff of like 30 people. I had like 7 company vehicles under my personal name.
Okay,
And
interesting.
it was like a massive operation, and it was a lot. Like I was working 7 days a week, 5 days in the office, booking, managing, prepping the equipment, plus
Okay.
working events on the weekends.
Okay.
So it was like super busy.
intense.
It's intense, yeah. And then I was like, okay, in order to make more money, I need to do more events, more vehicles, more staff, more equipment.
Okay.
I was like, this is not the way.
Yeah.
So every event that I would work at, people would ask me, hey, where can we buy a photo booth from?
Okay.
So when you go to weddings and stuff like that, you got people traveling from out of town,
Yeah.
right? So they're like, wow, I've never seen a photo booth before. So I saw an opportunity there. I said, hey, you know what? I can package this entire business together, use all my experience from doing 800 events a year, and sell it to people. Because people want an opportunity that's easy, they can understand. Not everybody can drop ship. Not everybody can sell stuff on Amazon, eBay, affiliate marketing, Amway, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Too many channels.
Yeah, too many. Like, not everybody can do that, So it's a void in the market that I saw an opportunity, and that's when I decided to start Photo Booth International. So the last company was called Photo Booth Dallas, right?
Okay.
So you tell us,
But you
thinking
had to
small.
expand your
I was
mind.
thinking, it's like, what's the biggest we can go? I was like, we
Okay.
got to go international, right?
Okay.
So that's how the name came up. It was Photo Booth International, and then we started. What we brought to the market was a turnkey business in a box, where someone can come and get the entire business. They won't have to search for anything else. When you come to us, we give you LLCs, we give you bank accounts, we give you contracts, we give you tech
wow.
support, we give you a community. You get all the training from 10 years of running the business. Everything you need in one place.
Wow.
So you don't have to go out there scavenging or trying to figure stuff out. And it's not a
exceptional.
franchise.
I was just
Yeah,
about to
it's not a
say,
franchise, yeah.
it's almost operating like one, but it still
Exactly.
gives whoever takes advantage of this the autonomy to run it the way they want to run
Exactly.
it under their LLC with no necessary tie to PBI.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh,
we
wow.
want to support them along the way. And, people can go as far as they want with it. We got people making 6 figures. We got one guy that we were able to track that's getting close to 7 figures now.
Oh, wow.
Kevin Johnson. Shout out to Kevin.
That's amazing. In Dallas?
Yeah, he's actually in Dallas, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So I know you're from South Africa, okay? And a lot of times I can hear the extra hustle, in immigrants because you feel like maybe there's a chip on your shoulder or something. Do you have a coming to America story? Being an immigrant
One of
from
the best
Africa. Okay, really? Then tell
One
us
of the
about
best
it.
ones.
Tell us about it. What is your coming to America story?
So I'll start from the beginning. So when my mom told me this the other day. She was like, I took my first steps in America. So we had a aunt, my mom's sister was actually living here in Dallas.
Okay.
So we came to visit her when I was 9 months old. This was 1990.
Okay.
And they saw the place. They were like, hey, this is the future. We want to move here. So they started the paperwork in 1990.
Okay.
Right. 10 years later, we finally get approved.
This is 10 years?
Yeah, it took 10 years for the paperwork. So, there's people like, oh, all these immigrants need to follow the process. Like, the process is not easy, bro.
not.
Like, it is not easy. Shout out to everybody who's going through it right
Yeah.
now, and it's difficult. So they started the paperwork in 1990. So around this time, I'm 10 years old. We got family, cousins, all that stuff. I'm living life, and then one day it's like, hey, we're moving. Right. So now you're 10 years old. You don't know how to process this.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, what does that mean? So we had the first step was we had to sell everything in our house.
Yeah.
So we literally opened up the front door, come buy anything you want. So people would come into our house, buy our furniture, the TV, cutlery,
everything,
literally get rid of everything, right? The rest of the stuff, what we did, there was a market in Chatsworth in Durban called Bangladesh Market.
Okay.
This is where all the Indians go.
Okay.
And so you can pull up to this market, the flea market, and you can like just pop trunk and you can sell stuff. So that's what we did. So we packed the rest of the stuff that we didn't sell. We went to the market, we sell it. So I'm out there, 10 years old, I'm selling my own toys.
Wow.
Yeah, that was my first transaction.
To adults or to
kids, like whoever. Yeah, whoever. We just had to get rid of because we couldn't take it over here, you know. Like we only had 2 bags to pack. Like each person had 2 bags. I had 2, my sister had 2, my mom had 2, my dad had 2. You know what I mean? My mom talking about bringing pots and pans and all this stuff. I'm like, Mom, like, what about my Legos and shit?
Right.
You know what I mean? So we go there. That's like my first recollection of a transaction. It's like me selling my toys at this flea market, you know, and I'm 10 years old. And I'm like, dang.
How young was your sister?
Oh, she would have been 20 at the time. Okay. Yeah, we're 10 years apart. Okay. So I sold my Matchbox cars, my marbles, my Legos, like, like all my stuff.
Must hurt.
It hurts, bro. Yeah, everything. Like, I mean, it's tough. You know what I mean? Like for those who got kids, you know, like imagine your 10-year-old going out there and selling their own toys, right? So that was the first step. Then we had to like tell everybody we're leaving. Then it's like, we get to the airport, man, and then everybody's just there, family, all your cousins. And back then, bro, no WhatsApp, no iPhones, no internet. Yeah. This was like 2001, bro. And this is 1 week after 9/11 is when we move over here.
Oh, wow.
So we're at the airport, bro. Everybody's crying. Like, I don't know whether I'm going to see anyone ever again. You know what I mean? So your whole world is like we come to America, like we just have my aunt and my uncle here. They don't have any kids. So there's like literally no other family.
No other.
Yeah. So man, we hop on the plane. We go from Durban. We go to Johannesburg. That's like an hour flight, and we just crying. Whole family just crying. Like I don't know what's going on. I'm just like trying to process the whole thing, you know. Then we go to Johannesburg. Then we take another flight. It's 12 hours from Johannesburg to London Heathrow. So we hop on that flight, economy, bro. 12-hour flight when you're 10 years old, and you just left your family. You don't know where you're going, what's happening. You just got 2 bags. You know what I mean? Like that's it. So we go to London. Then we take a train from Heathrow to Gatwick.
Okay.
1 hour train or 45 minutes or so to that airport. Then boom, another Gatwick to Dallas Fort Worth. Another 12 hours. Boom, back to back. So it's like 12-hour flights back to back, bro. Plus going through all that stuff back home. Man, I was so uncomfortable. I remember being in that economy seat in the back of the plane, and I was just like, I get claustrophobic, man. The food and just like wasn't in a good mood. So hard to sleep, and just like that feeling, man. It's just like I was like, man, nah, this is not what's up.
Do that again,
yeah. I never do that again. So we land here, you know, and picks us up, and then you know we just start our new life here, and then just trying to figure it out, bro. Just going to school. Like writing with pencils in America, because like in Africa, bro, we write with pens. We write with pens. We're wearing uniforms. Like it's tight. You know, let's like militarized schools. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Now over here, like indoor schools, AC. Like we didn't have all that, bro. Yeah, it's so different. You know, so I'm like trying to adjust. I don't know anybody, man. Trying to make friends. You know, I remember like one of the girls was like, "Hey, can you scoot over?" I was like, what does that mean?
Scoot?
Yeah, what's scoot? I was like, I didn't even know what that means, man.
Oh, wow.
I was writing on the wrong side of the paper, bro. Like, they were like, we had rip out a paper from your A4. And she was like, oh, no, you write on this side of the paper. And so just simple stuff. You had to, like, learn, you know? And then, like, I got in trouble for stuff I didn't know. I remember the first day I went to school, like, they used to play this thing called pencil break. And then it's like you hold the pencil and the other guy holds the pencil and you try to break it.
Okay.
Right? And so we were doing that. I was like, oh, this is a cool game. Boom, teacher came. She's like, no, you can't do that. Go to the principal's office.
Oh, wow.
Got
just for that?
Yeah. And so, you know, just like learning that little stuff. So, yeah, man, just got dropped in the jungle, you know, in 6th grade, trying to figure it out. Clothing, bro. No, didn't know how to cut my hair, getting bullied, 9/11. You know what I'm saying? Like, just trying to figure it out. I'm like, all right. Just keep watching.
Keep watching.
Y'all all have to be
okay.
You know, so that's kind of where the motivation comes from.
Nice.
By 9th grade, had it all figured out, man. I was clean. High school came around. This was like, 2004, 2005.
Okay.
got a little bit of swag, started dating, learned how to dress.
Now I got comfortable in the U.S.
Yeah, I got comfortable in the U.S. And then, man, just trying to figure it out and trying to figure out how to make money.
Okay.
And then we can start talking about like my first business ventures back then.
So before we get into your first business venture, I want to ask this question. That kind of background and having gone through those kind of challenges, people look back at certain things and it traumatizes them.
Yeah.
Some people look back and they pick motivation from it. It sounds like you having to sell your toys as a kid,
Yep.
having to come to the U.S. that young. You didn't have family member in your age bracket, so you had to start afresh.
Right.
Making friends, going through the struggles, bullying, all of that. It sounds like you drew motivation from that. So why do you think for some people, certain type of backgrounds motivate them to be better, and for some other people, it's like a challenge, like they can't move past it? What do you think helped you turn that to motivation?
That's a tricky question, to be honest. I don't have quite an answer for that. I just knew that we just had to make it work. I mean, there was no turning back. I think maybe that's it. Like, we're not going to go back, and life's not going to be the same. Our house was sold. It's never going to be the same. Those memories we have there is not there anymore, right? Like, my family is still like. The rest of the family moved to like New Zealand, Australia.
Okay.
So there's no going back home.
Nothing to go back to. You only have to move forward, and then so you don't have any choice.
So it's like, hey, let's make the best of it.
Okay.
So I make the best of the situation. As far as other people getting held back from it, I really don't have a good answer for that one.
I think you just answered it. It's the perspective of when you don't give yourself a choice to go back, or when you actually don't have the choice, the only way is forward. You only have to strive, and then you're able to narrow down and say, okay, how do I get to the next step? Because you have to move forward. Right. So tell me, in your moving forward, what was the first business you started or first job you got? How did you get into, making money or revenue one type of way?
So I think I was probably 12 years old. 12 at this time. We were staying with my aunt at just probably like a year after we came, and then I would mow her neighbor's lawn.
Okay.
Now he had to show me how to use a lawnmower, bro.
And then,
like, cause back home, like, I don't want to sound cocky, but we had people mowing the lawn.
Okay. Oh, you had money back home then.
we were
back home in Nigeria. We use what they call cutlasses.
Yeah.
Like cutlass.
Yeah, we
chop off the. Oh, you did that?
The slasher, bro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we know about that. Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up.
We used to use that too, but then we had like an electric lawnmower.
Okay.
Like, I didn't know how to use a gas lawnmower, so the dude name was Chris. I remember he showed me how to do that, and man, it was like my first Texas summer, bro. So I'm out there, like I was mowing his lawn, and I'm like this Texas heat is different. You know what I mean?
It is.
Like, it's not like this African. Like it doesn't get like, I don't know, in South Africa it don't get so hot. You know what I mean? But yeah, I just remember being out there like every 30 minutes, like knocking on his door. Hey, can I get some water? So that was like the first thing. I think mowing lawns.
And if you don't mind me asking, what part of Dallas was that?
That was in Rowlett.
Rowlett. Okay.
Yeah, Rowlett.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was doing that, and then I started like a little lawn care business with inside my neighborhood now.
Okay.
So we had purchased my family purchased a house in Rowlett. So inside the neighborhood, we were going around mowing lawns, cleaning up leaves and stuff like that. That back then I had my own equipment now. Well, I was using the equipment my dad had.
Okay.
So yeah, we would do that, and then one night, I think I was just online trying to find stuff, and then grills. Grills like Nelly the song.
Oh yeah,
Grills?
yeah.
So that song was like starting to pop off. And then I was like, okay, maybe I can sell grills. I don't know how I got the idea.
Really? From the song?
From the song, yeah.
Wow.
So I Googled like, hey, like grill supplier. I found this company in Atlanta. And so they had a reseller on their website. So I filled out the form. I got approved to be a reseller. They sent me the kit, right? They sent me a kit in the mail, like the gel, the mold, all the instructions, how to send in the orders, the price list, and everything like that. So I get the kit in the mail. I'm like, okay, cool. Now I need a spot to go sell it.
Yeah.
So I'm like 14 at this age. I don't have transportation or anything. I started going and getting my hair cut in this barbershop in Garland, Texas at Finley Styles and Cuts. Shout out to Eric Finley, man.
Okay.
He always used to put me on. So I went to the barbershop. I used to go there and get my hair cut all the time. And so I noticed that he had like these casings, like where you can display products.
Yeah.
And he wasn't really using them. So I asked him, like, hey, can I come up here and sell my grills? And he's like, yeah, that's cool. So I pay him a couple dollars every week or whatever. And then, so I'll be just in there, just all day in the barbershop, man, shooting dice.
Really?
Shooting dice,
At 14?
Bro. Yeah, 14. I remember us gambling. And then just waiting for people to come. People will come in. I'll go up to them like, hey, we sell grills. This is what we got. You get a 6-piece, top and bottom, white gold, rose gold, princess cuts, like all that stuff. So, man, and like it was hard to get sales. I remember getting a couple of sales, but I was there like every day. My dad would drop me off in the morning and come pick me up at like 6 o'clock when he gets off at work.
Yeah.
So I'm there in the summertime all day, bro. And then one day, this dude walks in with a trash bag full of Jordans.
Interesting.
Right? This Arab guy walks in, and everybody goes crazy.
Trying to buy some.
Yeah, everybody jumped up. And I was like, what? I was like, okay, hold on. What am I doing?
Am I in the wrong business?
Yeah. So I check it out. I was like, cool, all right, cool. So he left. So that night I go home, man. I start searching. Boom, boom, boom. End up on Alibaba, find a supplier. Boom. Started ordering. I ordered like a couple $100 worth of Jordans from Shenzhen.
Interesting.
From John Lam. So
you just saw an opportunity that realistically, you saw it happen, you saw the demand, you saw the supply, and how people gravitated towards that, and you were like, yeah, I got to do something in this terrain.
That's the reaction I need for my product. I was on the wrong product.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
So yeah, man, so then I started, I stopped the grills, started doing shoes. So back then, what I would do is I printed out the whole catalog. I had a binder, like 3-ring binder, had the whole catalog. We had the Forces, SpongeBob Forces, we had the Batmans, Evizus, we had the Coogee.
Okay.
We had everything, bro. So I started dressing clean too. Like I was getting the stuff for me. And they're like, Josh, where you getting all this fly stuff from, man? We can't find this on the streets. I'm like, yeah, it's the plug, I got you.
Okay.
Right? So I go to class now. I think I'm like 15 at this point. I go to class, bro. So before class starts, I start passing the binder around like, hey, what's up? What shoes y'all want?
Okay.
$20 deposit. $20 will cover my cost of the shoes.
Oh, wow.
Right?
So you did not need the starting capital.
Yeah.
You were getting that upfront money from people.
Exactly.
Go make that request. They supply, and then you sell it back to them.
And then I sell it, yeah.
That is two critical lessons you just pointed out. Ease to pivot once you find out you're in the wrong product or in the wrong market. And then how to generate revenue.
Exactly.
Even when you don't have that upfront money. Because a lot of people will tell you, oh, I don't have this capital, so I can start this business. Right. But you found a way at 15 to say, hey, you feel my swag, so give me that $20, and maybe in a couple of weeks, you're going to be fly like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, that's insane to know that at 15.
Yeah, it was good. I was making good money in school.
Wow.
And it's like all cash. Okay. Every week I go down to the Albertsons, the Western Union. I'll be wiring money.
Did someone ever think you were a drug dealer or a scammer or something like that?
Yeah, they didn't. They didn't actually.
Okay.
It's interesting because I would be going there and sending $1,000 every other week.
So like once you start doing the wire transfers, like it's flags.
Yeah, it's flag. Yeah, straight flag. But I don't know. Maybe they didn't caught up with me back then.
Okay.
So yeah, business was good. We were selling a bunch, and then what I did was started a website. So this is 2000 and it's probably 2007, 2006.
Okay.
Right? Yahoo sites.
Okay.
Your boy was making websites in 2006, bro. So started a website, put the shoes on there. I was like, yeah, I'm about to blow this up. Running some Google ads. I was like, now we don't do the binder no more. Go order on the website.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And we start drop shipping, man. Got a good relationship with the supplier. I'm chatting with him every night. He's actually now shipping shoes before I pay for it.
Because the trust is there.
Yeah, the trust is there. Every night we'll be chatting late. Sometimes we'll video chat. He'll show me China. Back then I was like, man, one day I'm going to go over there. I want to build relationships with them, He was a nice guy, His name is John Lam. And so got the website up. And then me and him had a good relationship. He said, hey, can I use your name on my website? I was like, yeah, that's cool. So life is good.
Uh-oh. I smell trouble.
Life is good,
Most people say life is good. There's some. Okay, now. Okay.
All right, so come home from school one day, open up the mailbox. Nike Corporation versus Josh Pather.
Wait, what?
Nike Corporation, trademark infringement.
Whoa.
Let's take a drink.
Yeah, to you surviving that. Yo. Damn.
So
Wow.
Yeah, that's my first lesson. Right,
Big
Trademark
one.
infringement. Yeah. So, open it up, looking at it, right, shaking at the mailbox. Remember standing out there.
Like, that's Nike. That's
Yeah,
not
it's
no.
Nike. Yeah,
that's
it's
not a
not no-
neighbor or
yeah,
just an
nah.
up and coming
It's
startup.
Bro, they got screenshots of my website, screenshots of my supplier's website with my name on it.
Oh yeah.
It's
Yeah,
over. They got me
stuck.
dead to
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's it. So I'm like, what do I do? So I told my dad. Then we kind of emailed the attorney at the time, and then I told him like, hey, I'm just a kid in school, you know,
Just
like
trying to make a living, you know?
that kind of stuff. So we ended up settling for like $5,000 for that.
Had you made as much as $5,000 in profit?
Oh yeah,
From the.
yeah. I mean,
okay.
yeah, for sure.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it was a good margin. Like I would get the shoes for like $20 to $30. I would sell them for like $70 to $100.
Oh wow.
Depending
okay.
on how rare it was.
Okay.
Right? Like the Clear Forces, bro. Remember those?
They went for big.
Bro.
How much did you sell those?
You know, Soldier Boy, like all that era, like it was clean.
How
like,
much did you sell
Those were
those?
going for like 120, 150, bro, when they came out.
Hey,
yeah.
if I was 15 back now, that cup some.
Yeah.
Cause they were going for like, I remember I think maybe like 200 and some.
Yeah, bro.
If you could find.
If you could find
If
them,
you could
yeah.
find them.
And then you talking about like you got the special editions, Batman, SpongeBob's, man, like the NASCAR ones.
Yeah.
Like we had some clean ones.
So
So
it's
the more unique they was, the price was higher.
Yeah.
You know?
So you had the mind to do business, but maybe not the guidance
Exactly.
to understand the law, what I should do, what I should not do. How much did that particular incident teach you about maybe work ethic, maybe doing due diligence and stuff like that? Because I bet you were really scared. Even your family probably scared for you, you know? So how much did you learn from just that incident alone?
Yeah, I mean it was a big lesson. I mean, if you were to look at these points in my life, that would definitely be a point.
Yeah.
You know? And to your point, you know, that's what it costs when you don't have a mentor. And it's not like I didn't want one, right? I just didn't have one at the time. And you're talking about 2006. No, that wasn't.
It wasn't
word.
even a thing.
It wasn't even a thing back then. You know, so for everybody watching, if you know whatever you're doing, right now there's a lot of people who maybe don't seek out a mentor because they have a lot of ego.
Yeah.
Even when I talk to some people, you know, I'll give them some advice. You know, like they don't take the advice, or they'll give me advice about stuff.
About
I'm like, bro, I got experience on this topic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like actual experience, not theory. Like this stuff that I did. You know what I mean? So I would advise that. Like back then, I wish, because look, if you were to think about it. If I would have just been selling salt and pepper shakers, I would have been the biggest home
salt and pepper shaker
right,
seller.
right. Salt and pepper shakers. We're talking 2006.
Yeah,
Amazon,
right.
Like,
Like
it would've been
anything
big.
would have blown up if you've been
Anything
doing
would-
it
yeah.
since back then till
Exactly,
now. Yeah.
Right. Wine. I mean, come on. Right. It could have been anything.
Yeah.
And so that was another lesson. It's like I'm on the wrong product, you know, and so you don't want to get good at the wrong thing.
Yeah.
You know, and go down the road with the wrong product. So. You know, that's just one of the scars that I got.
Oh wow, that's an amazing story. Let me try to take that in a little bit. You know, wow. And so to go referencing the wine, so this wine, once again, there's a lot of history behind this wine. This wine is named after the son of the person who actually founded this wine. Okay. And this wine the vineyard was created in I think the 1830s. And back then, this family bought this, and it was family business. And after a period of time, the consistency across how the family ran the business started to dwindle. And so more recently, in 2006, the vineyard bought them and kind of brought them back to the past glory. Okay. You know, another company, another owner,
okay, got you.
some billionaire, I think in Europe, bought the vineyard from them. So as a lesson in terms of like how you start something and you hit a rock bottom or you go through some challenges and then you come back up, do you have a comeback story from having, because I bet when this whole Nike situation happened, you kind of piped low a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, okay, maybe I'm doing too much, you know?
Yeah.
So is there something that brought you back into believing in yourself or taking another chance in business and moving forward? What were those things, and what business did you get back into?
Yeah, I would say like I always knew I had the work ethic, and I knew I just needed the guidance, because I always wanted someone to mentor me, and so in looking back at like where I came from and all that, I was like, I got to keep going, because like I want the big house. I want to do well for myself, and my parents sacrificed a lot to come to America.
Absolutely.
Like, to be honest, they didn't have to do that. Like the move, they were in a position where my dad was about to retire.
Okay.
And so he could have been selfish and not moved to America.
Yeah.
But they knew that, hey, the country wasn't going in the right direction. I mean, right now it's in shambles, right?
Yeah.
We got power cuts, utilities, sewage leaking in the ocean, corruption.
Yeah.
I mean, it's scary to live over there.
Yeah,
You got
absolutely.
power out for 16 hours a day. I mean, you can't do no podcast, man.
Tell
You're just
me
drinking
about
wine
it,
all
bro.
day.
Yeah, right. You can't even drink wine because you can't store it right. It's too
You can't
hot.
store it, yeah, that's right.
That's insane.
So, with all of that, I'm like, okay, I can't give up now just
Yeah.
because of the small setback. We just take it as a lesson. One thing I always said, I was like, I never went to college, but these were the lessons that I would have learned in business school.
Yep.
But I'm actually learning them
In real life.
not from theory.
Yeah.
And it made me stronger as a person to keep going. But every time I learned how to communicate with people overseas. I learned how to build trust with someone that I've never met before on the other side of the world. I learned how to sell.
Yep.
I learned how to pick, it was the wrong products, but I pivoted and found a different product.
Yep.
I was able to find a supplier. I mean, all that stuff is lessons, which now transferred into what I do now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I just always knew like, hey, okay, these are lessons, I'm just building upon, my life story at the time.
That's awesome. Yeah. So let me ask, PBI, did you start that seeing another opportunity and pivoting from a product, or you went corporate and then you pivoted into going back into entrepreneurship? How did PBI come about?
So PBI came about because people would ask us, hey, where can we buy this photo booth from? And so what I did was I decided to just go ahead and package it all together for them. And that's what people wanted. I didn't want to sell just like a DIY product.
Yeah.
I wanted to solve the problem. I like to solve problems. And even when nowadays when we talk to people or vendors or whatever, like, are you solving the problem? Like, don't teach me how to do this. Like, I need this done for me.
Yeah.
Right? What's the end result?
Yeah.
Right. If the end result, when someone comes to buy a photo booth from us, they're getting a business in a box.
Okay.
And so that's kind of what the transition piece was.
Okay.
For us, yeah.
2 questions about company performance. How many events have you been part of in your most active year in business?
Yeah.
In a year?
That was 2015. We did 800 events.
800.
800. There's
That's
corporate
insane.
events. I mean, we did. I don't remember we doing an event for Target.
Okay.
Grand opening. We did 7 Targets one Saturday morning.
Okay.
And so that was
800 in a year.
Yeah, 800.
Okay. Yeah. Second question: what has been the highest revenue your business has generated in a month?
For the events business?
For the events, just PBI, the events business.
Well, the Photo Booth Dallas was the events business. So that one, it was about 80,000
in a month.
In 1 month, yeah.
That's a very lucrative business then.
It is, yeah.
So do you ascribe that to you scaling or marketing, or what do you ascribe the success of your company to?
The first business, Photo Booth Dallas, we named it Photo Booth Dallas because I did keyword research.
Okay.
So after I got sued by Nike, the lessons that came out of that also...
That is so wild. To say sued by Nike is just... Yeah, that's a life... That's a point in your life where you can't forget.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
But I learned how to build a website.
Okay.
2006, right? So from that, when I discovered the photo booth business, I knew how to build a website. I knew how to do keyword research.
Okay.
So before we started the photo booth business, I did keyword research, and I saw that people were typing in Photo Booth Dallas into Google 500 times a month.
Oh.
So that's why I named the company Photo
Booth Dallas. Oh, wow.
The website was photoboothdallas.org. The .com was already taken by someone else, so I named it .org.
Okay.
So I built a WordPress website. We SEO optimized it. Within 6 months, we were number 1 spot. It's still number 1 spot now, 14 years later. It's still in the top 3 right now. Yeah. So because of that, corporate events, people were searching. They go to look for a vendor. They go to Google. They type in, photo booth rental, photo booth Dallas, something like that. We're going to pop up. They come to our website. We had it optimized really well. We did a great job of taking pictures off the events and showing it on there. So they saw exactly what they're getting.
Oh, wow.
A lot of people right now, if you look at how great they are in business and you look at their website, it's not a good representation. And I see this now with our customers. I go to our customers' website, they're using stock photos. I was like, you're at an event taking pictures and you don't have content. And I was like, this is why your business is not doing well, because people can see through that, right? If you go to our website, my face is on the front page of the website, right? They know who I am. I tell people all the time, like, if you think of Apple, think of Steve Jobs, right?
Yeah.
You think of Tesla, right? You're thinking of Elon. You have to be those people for your business.
Yeah.
Right now, I don't know whether people are shy. I don't know whether people
they want to be away from the
camera. They want to be away, or they want to have two separate personalities. I go to some people's Facebook page, man, pictures of them in Cabo, pictures of their dogs, not anything about
the
business. You'll never tell this person's a business owner.
Oh, wow.
And I'm shocked. I call people out about that. I'm like, hey, we'll do a coaching call, and I'll go to I was like, let me see your personal profile.
Okay.
One of my guys that I'm coaching right now, Philip Cunningham, he's the next Photo Booth Boss. Photo Booth Boss is a TV show that I have on YouTube.
Okay.
I'm taking him from 0 to 100,000, and I'm recording it live and showing everything. That I'm
nice.
Doing, right? Because I want to show everybody anyone can do this.
Yeah.
So I had to get on him. I went to his Facebook profile. Nothing about his business. He's there. His profile picture was wearing a tap out shirt.
Tap out?
The wrestling or something like that. I'm like, bro, what is this? What is this? Tell me right now. I was like, would you hire yourself?
Yeah. You would not do
right,
that.
You're right. And all he was posting was memes every day.
Oh, wow.
Just memes and sharing memes of that stupid stuff. Nothing about his business at all. I was like, look, bro, change this up right now. Put a banner on your Facebook profile. Tell people what you do. Go get a professional photo shoot and use those pictures on there. Okay? So he went and did that. Boom. Business started coming in like that. Super professional. Okay. People can relate with him. He's a veteran as well. And so, that ties into
what you do.
And so, that's just ways that people need to step up there. Social media.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, is that a service that you provide, the consulting and coaching part, where you kind of go into a business, look at how they're operating, and then figure out and communicate how they can optimize and do better? Is that a service in your portfolio as a business, or you just do it as like a free mentorship to people you know?
Well, for him in particular, I chose to work with him because he actually invested into our Photo Booth Sales University coaching program.
Okay.
And he would show up to the calls. He listened to everything that I told him to do.
Okay.
And he's military.
Okay.
So military, I know when I tell you something, it's going to get done, right?
Execution is
general
key.
population. Oh my God, Josh, you're so mean. You're talking to us like this. I'm trying to help you out here, dog. What are we doing? I'm trying to help you.
Not babysit.
Yeah. We're not babysitting. I don't have time to talk to you in a certain way.
Yeah.
This is what you need to do. Go get it done.
Go execute on it.
Right? I'm telling you, simple stuff to optimize, And so he's doing fantastic. He just messaged me today. He's like, hey, I made $1,500 in 3 hours. Okay. And he's like, I used to work 36 hours as a nurse to make this amount of money.
Wow.
36 hours as a nurse. Because he was a nurse in the military.
That's amazing.
And so everything we're doing is working. And that's the point that I'm trying to show.
Yeah.
People want to figure it out on their own, right? I know better. I'm going to try it my way.
Yeah.
That's the worst
That's
thing
a big advantage to having a mentor, someone who has been through something, done it. And then I always tell people you can't skip processes, but you can speed it up by having a mentor.
Exactly.
You can speed the process up. Yeah.
One of my sayings is you can't skip steps, but you can go faster.
Yep.
Like there's certain processes you have to go through, but you can go faster. I love that because there's people that are like, oh, how do I get the Lamborghini? You got to put in the work.
You got to put in the work. That's the only way.
You're not willing to do it. I'm telling you what to do. You're not doing it. You're not getting in front of the camera. I told you, every event you go to, you need to take 10 pictures and 10 videos. Oh my, I'm so busy, I'm shy. I was like, you can be shy and your bank account's going to suffer.
Yep.
I mean, you can choose what you want to do at that point.
Okay. So I'm very, very, I pay attention to a lot of things that have to do with business acumen. And I hear a lot of them as you speak. I want to point out that you talked about doing a research on the PB Dallas.
Yeah.
before you even started the business.
Right.
You had seen that there was traffic, there was a hit. Like people were trying to discover things about this
Right.
in this business. And you patterned even the name of the Photo Booth Dallas because that was part of, like, I think that's genius. Did you consciously do that? Or that was just by accident that you did that? Like, I feel like some people have, I'm trying to figure out what drove that? Like, I heard that, but what drove that?
So after getting sued by Nike, one day a friend came over to my house and he was like, I make money from this website that I own. And I was shocked because I didn't know nothing about making money online, quote unquote. And so he showed me this website. It was a MAGA Japanese website, something like that, like cartoons and all that stuff. And he's like, yeah, I bought this website and it makes money like with AdSense. With AdSense is a program by Google you can install on your website and it'll display ads on your website.
Okay.
And so every time someone clicks on it, you would make money.
Make money.
And so I was shocked. And he was making like a couple $100 a day doing nothing. Just that he owns the website and he put the ads on it.
Wow.
So he already had the traffic from it. So after he left my house that day, I went deep. So I started searching AdSense, how to make money online. And so what I came out with was you do the keyword research. You make these specific websites around these specific topics. People will go to these blogs, they read the blogs, and then you make money from the ads on it. So I came across a website called, this was coming into like 2012. I make a website called First Time Home Buyer Tax Credit 2012. This particular search term, this was coming into like the end of 2011 into 2012. It was getting about 2,000 to 3,000 searches a month. Okay. So there's tools that you can use to search these keywords.
To figure those. Okay.
So I was like, okay, I see this. I go to Google and I type in, I don't see like one particular website that's giving you specific information regarding this particular topic. So boom. So I go and make a website. It's just like a simple 3-page website. I make some article up about the details about it. I think I paid someone to make the article and then I set it up. And so I learned that process that way. So I learned SEO. I learned how to build a WordPress website. I learned how to host a website. I learned how to build backlinks. Okay. I learned about H1 tags, H2 tags, alt tags, all this stuff. Okay. Optimized the website, got it to the #1 spot. I was making about $800 to $1,000 a month off this website. Just
owning the website.
Owning the website, because
the traffic on it.
That particular niche, the people who were advertising for it was like mortgage brokers. Okay. So their cost per click is much higher than a regular company. So they're willing to pay you higher because they know that the person who's looking for that particular keyword is likely to buy a house. Yeah. And they need a mortgage. So they're going to pay Google to a higher cost per click, which then Google pays me as an advertiser, a publisher, more for that. So that's how that started. Oh, wow. And so that's how the keywords started.
So you started learning about those keywords and how that can actually drive the traffic.
And now those lessons, they actually apply to everything else. They apply to Instagram, they apply to YouTube. Like when you understand keyword research and what it means, then you can actually apply it to everything else. So I've been able to use those lessons now with anything else that I do. Okay. Life was good.
Uh-oh. Another
one.
Who sued you now, bro? Who sued you after Nike? Tell me about. Hey, another drink to that.
All right, so the website's going good. I make a few more other websites. Like I'm like researching. I'm like, okay, cool. If I got one website cranking, I can have 10 and be making like $8,000 a month. Or, like scale, right? Economies of scale. So boom. So we started researching this is like back problem, ankle scalding spondylitis or something like. I don't know what it's called. Some weird term. The more weird it is, the less competition and the easier it is. Okay. Right? The more strange it is. Right? So you don't want something like
too many people are.
You know, like you want something long, 5 or 6 keywords. People are typing into Google to get some specific information. So I got about 3 or 4 of these websites now. Checks are coming in from Google. I'm like, all right, this is it. I'm about to quit my job. Like, hey, we're good. Right? Come home one day, Here we go again.
Oh man.
So I checked the forums. There's these SEO forums, right?
Okay.
Called the Warrior Forum. And so I see this big post. Google Panda and Penguin update. So Google updates their algorithm one day. And I only got a few websites. There's guys out there that had hundreds of websites.
I bet.
Right? And overnight, everything collapsed.
Prescribed by Google?
Yeah, because so Google did a core algorithm update where Google's goal is to provide you the best, fresh, most updated information and experience. These websites that we were making does not fit those values. So they caught on at some point that this was the new business model, and so they did a algorithm update to remove the type of websites that we were making from the Google search. So wiped out a bunch of people at one time. And so
you mean all of a sudden you were not findable on Google anymore?
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, all of a sudden you're not findable. And this can happen anytime to anybody in any
Absolutely.
given moment.
Absolutely.
So even if you have a good web, like even now, we still, for the websites that we do a lot of SEO, but there's still fluctuations in there. So you got to make sure the website is fast. It got to be able to provide the right information. The time on the website is important. You know, how many people are visiting the website.
Yeah.
So all that stuff is still important, and that's kind of what led me. Once that collapsed, then I was DJing at the time. So I started one of my friends I used to work with was a wedding DJ. Now I was always into music, so I would be his roadie. I would go to events, and then he started getting too busy, so I started doing my own events. And at one event, I saw a photo booth there, and so that's when the transition to the photo booth. And then we was like, hey, let's go ahead and build it. Let's figure out how we're gonna name the company. We go back to the keyword research, and that's where that's how it tied in. Yeah.
That's amazing. Going back to what you talked about, how Google updating that algorithm, the ability for them to just wipe out the existence of those kind of websites and things like that. Again, it goes back to my business thinking, like the dependency of your income was based off of Google allowing those kind of websites to exist.
Right.
And it's so easy for those big giants to just release a new policy, do something new that completely takes revenue away from you. Very recently, I had a conversation with a friend of mine, Mike the businessman. He's into like exotic car rental companies, and he was talking about how a lot of people build their business around maybe like Turo and some of all these other big giants in the industry, and how not just the upfront cost of you being able to host your business with them, but I'm thinking companies like that can absolutely just decide to say, okay, you know what, we'll release a new policy that actually influences your revenue. So he was talking about how you can independently like own your own business, own the drivers of the success of your business. And I thought that was very important to learn. Just having the conversation we had now just brought back. So you know what, shout out to Mike the businessman if you're out there. So thinking about it now, it seems like you've been through a lot in life. You've been through ups and downs. You've been sued by Nike. You've had a business overnight, literally taken away from you a source of income. You've had successes in certain businesses. At this stage of your life, what would you say motivates you in life? Like now, if you're thinking about it, another goal, another thing to pursue, what is the driving thing that is motivating you right now?
Motivating me is like the freedom of being an entrepreneur. I did a test the other day, one of Tai Lopez's tests, and it rates you on like mastery, material things, freedom, and I think love or passion, and freedom actually came number one for me. So I like to, have freedom of place and time to do what I want. So I think that would be the number one thing. Yeah. Selfishly. Okay. And then number two is like actually helping people. I know like me helping Philip. Philip has a son who has autism. Oh wow. So he's gonna have to take care of his family, his wife and his kid for the rest of his life. Yeah. He was overseas in the war, right? And he's a veteran now, and he came back here, and he's trying to make ends meet. Just like everybody else. Yeah. And so I know that, I can make an impact on his life.
That's amazing.
And put that good karma out there, and help someone else.
That's amazing.
And that motivates me too.
That's amazing. Yeah. Shout out to you, Phil, out there, doing the good work, because I can imagine it can be easy, having that feeling of, I have to take care of my child for the rest of my life.
My
so
child, I served my country, right? Came back, and now I gotta start all over again. I have to figure it out.
Oh,
you know what I mean? And he had businesses before that failed. And so you can just imagine, like, that's a lot, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And like, you're just out here doing, you gotta, like, what do I do? Do I figure this out on my own? Luckily, I don't know how he ended up, finding my company or what. Maybe one of my 1,000 YouTube videos.
Maybe you Googled it and you showed up first again because of okay.
Yeah. So, and thankfully he came to us, and we actually care about people. We're not just going to sell you stuff and, wish you the best.
Hands off.
Yeah. Like, hey, we're going to help you. But at the same time, he did the work. And he showed up.
That's critical.
Right? We got 50 people in the coaching program. Only 13 people are showing up.
Wow.
Right? Showing up is half the battle.
Yeah.
Right? He showed up. He wants it. He wants to change. And he's implementing the information.
That's amazing.
And he's like, he tells you all the time, he's like, Josh, I listen to everything you say. And like when he does interviews and stuff like that, he's like, Josh told me to do this and I did it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not more harder than that.
Yeah.
My intention is to make you successful.
Yeah.
That's it. I have no malicious intentions.
Absolutely.
So when I tell people to do stuff, they don't do it, I'm like, you're a fool.
You can only give the advice. You can help people execute on things that they're responsible for doing. And because at the end of the day, I feel like even their execution comes with its own lessons for them.
Right.
So even in certain situations when you can actually do something for people, because I had it with my mentors where they'll be like, I can do this for you, but I'll rather tell you how to do it and then you go do it. Because in you doing it, there are certain things you will learn about yourself in that process. Exactly. But I do think a lot of people, when they listen to mentors or look for mentors, they want people to tell them and possibly even do it for them. It's like it's always been a weird concept to me and thought process to me. But okay,
yeah, that's a good point to touch more about that. The other day, we turned on his Google ads for him, and I was like, "Look, we need to make a landing page." Okay, so he set up. So when you buy a photo booth from us, we give you a website. So we needed a separate landing page.
Okay.
Now this guy was in the military. He's a nurse. Like, he doesn't know how to build landing pages, right? But I was proud of him because he actually went and he figured it out on his own.
Oh wow!
And so he built a simple landing page which we needed. I told him exactly. Look, I sent him a link. I went on Google. I said top 50 landing pages. I found a link from HubSpot. I sent that to him.
Like, that's what
and
that's what it would look like.
This is what we need, bro. Like, get started on it. And he did it. And then the next time we had a call, we saved now 2 hours of work back and forth that could have been wasted. And now we actually, okay, cool. We tweaked a few things. Boom, we turned on the ads. Like, he's getting a 5x return now.
Wow.
For every $1 he puts in, he's getting $5 back now.
That's amazing.
Right? And so it's working. And he, instead of him just, I don't know, I can't figure it out, it's too hard. Yeah. Nothing's really hard anymore, bro. Yeah. In 2006, it was hard when I was starting. There was no Shopify.
Because think about, a lot of things were hard back then. Yeah.
It was hard, bro.
Absolutely.
I mean, Yahoo sites, bro. You can imagine Yahoo sites. Yahoo, like, it's not going to be like user friendly, mobile friendly. Like, we had to do HTML coding. It was like MySpace. Remember MySpace?
Wow.
Like, we had to do like HTML stuff like that. So, he went and he figured it out, and he did what I know that he was capable of. Yeah. Right. What I knew that he could do. Get it off the ground. Just start, because you need to know this process. Right. It's cool to outsource everything, but one thing I like to say is, like, you need to know enough so you don't get screwed over, right? So he could have went and he could have hired some guy to build a funnel for $800, right? And then he would have wasted $800. Yeah. But really, we didn't need all of that. I need you to understand what is a landing page. Yeah. As a business owner, you need to know this stuff. Yeah. You need to know what an opt-in is, right? I said, we need a landing page. I need you to put your information on there, talk about what you're going to offer, your packages, and the name, email, phone number, and date of event. Yeah. You can do that. Yeah. It'll take you 30 minutes or so, but you can figure it out. And he did that, and boom, now we're off to the races. Now we're just tweaking and scaling him up.
That's awesome. Reminds me of something my mentor always says is, as a business owner, you don't have to be an expert at everything,
Exactly.
but you have to be aware of the how.
I love that. Yeah.
Of a lot of things. And even from your experience, you doing the SEO stuff, you building websites, all of that. Today, you're probably not building any website. You passed that stage of like using your time, to do that. But I assume nobody can come and tell you, hey, you have to pay me this crazy amount because the website has some. They can swindle you around because you know what it takes to do it. And okay, that's amazing.
I want to touch more about that. This is a big business lesson that I learned. So when you're starting off as a business owner, we just want to make money, right? We want to do the fun part. We want to make money. We want to do events.
Look
we don't
cool.
want to deal with we don't want to deal with accounting and bookkeeping and all that stuff. And that ended up being a massive lesson for me. And that's why I like to say, like, you don't have to know everything, but know enough not to get screwed over. Or be aware of it, you know, like what you were saying. So for those people starting off, I like to say, hey, like, especially with accounting, like, accounting is not fun.
It is.
It's not, right? Man, profit and loss statement, cash flow statement, your balance sheet, your top line, your bottom line, your margins. Like, you really need to dial in and know this stuff. And if you don't know it, because I didn't know it, I didn't go to college, nothing. We were just like, hey, we got to make money.
Yeah.
Right, but it's not about how much you make. It's about how much you keep.
Yep.
Right?
Fact.
Right?
Fact.
It's about how much you keep.
Fact.
Because we were making a lot of money back then, but at the end of the month, it wasn't, like, we still struggle with payroll.
Where's this money going? Like, what?
Yeah, where's it going? Overhead, that kind of stuff. So go take, like, you can go on, just Google, like, accounting course, take an accounting course online, like, learn a little bit about this stuff. That way, whenever you hire these people, because we went through like 5 different accountants.
Wow.
And bookkeepers, right? One guy was doing stuff this way, one guy was doing stuff that way, and we didn't know any better.
Yeah.
And so they were like, then we would hire the next guy, and he'd be like, oh, well, we got to redo all this stuff. It's going to be $800. Okay.
And here you go. Yeah.
Then we go to the next guy. No, this guy.
He didn't do it right.
Journal entry to everything. He didn't like manually do it. And now we're going to do it again. And so over and over again. And we got frustrated. I'm like, you know what? This is it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go take a little class, a couple of hours online.
Okay.
Udemy.
Okay.
Right?
Udemy,
oh, yes. You can go learn QuickBooks. You can learn that stuff super easy. And I wish we'd have done that in the beginning and been aware of it. Now, I don't need to know every single accounting rule in practice, but I need to know how to read a statement and make sure that they're doing their job correctly so they can't pull a quick one. So, we went through several accountants, and they all just kind of took us for a run.
Wow.
And it was really frustrating, and really like, it's just like, all right, we got to do it. But that's on us. Yeah. That's our fault. And so for those of you out there that, running business and stuff, make sure you understand accounting.
Yeah,
because that kind of stuff goes a long way. Having your books correct and tight at the end of the month, there's no better feeling than that, because you can know, like, hey, we need to pivot, we need to adjust.
Yeah.
We spend too much here, we spend too much there. And then when it comes time to taking loans and scaling your business, I mean, getting cars, buying buildings.
Yeah.
We were able to buy buildings for, like, our company, getting SBA loans. Also, during COVID, right? The government was helping boys out. Like, they were helping people out.
Okay.
If you missed out, you missed out.
Oh, wow. Really?
Your boy took advantage.
Okay. Tell us about it. What were certain situations that you saw in COVID? Because I would have assumed that your business took a lot of...
Yeah, bro, we went to zero, man.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. We went to zero.
So how did you see another cheers to...
Cheers, yeah.
To 8 to 0 and from 0 back up again. Cheers.
Back to zero.
Wow.
But I got familiar with being at zero, so we're good.
Okay.
COVID, right?
Okay.
So COVID came, man, we got crushed. We're in the entertainment industry, right? So we got shut down. I remember March 2020, like, we were banging it. January, February was strong. Multiple 6 figures. And then March came. We got a call from the president of the financing company, Quickly. He's like, hey, Josh, I said, how's it going? I was like, hey, man, we're full force. Leads are coming in. We're shipping. Like, as an entrepreneur, bro.
Yeah.
Everything can be on fire around you, right? You got to stay in the game.
Be level-headed.
And the team's looking up to me. Like, they don't know what's going on. They're watching the news. They've seen the radio, protests going on, all these things happening in the world, right? Like, you got to be strong.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, hey, we're gunning. We're good. He's like, hey, man, we're cutting it off. And like about 60% of our business was financing.
Wow.
And so this was like our main company to finance. So they called us, man. So that shut down. And anyway, we had to like close down the shop because everybody had to close down for a couple of weeks or so. because non-essential,
Yeah.
right? Because we had our bookkeeping tight. I remember Trump was like, hey, we're going to help our business owners, all this stuff, right? So SBA came out with programs. We had the PPP loan.
Okay.
You had the employee tax credit employee retention tax credit. And then you had the EIDL loan. So they had 3 programs, right? Billions of dollars were assigned to these programs. But because your uncle told you do stuff under the table and take cash and don't report this
You didn't
income.
have the proper book.
You don't have the proper bookkeeping, and millions of businesses were not able to take advantage of that.
Wow.
Right? So this is why you got to stop listening to your uncle that's broke. You got to listen to the right people.
Yeah, do it right.
You got to do it right. This under the table stuff, playing small, all this kind of stuff, it doesn't work. And at that time, I was glad, because part of what you needed to do to take advantage of it, the PPP, we were able to get like almost 200,000. You know, and that was, they gave it to us. That went out to the employees, you know, to
keep
cover
the business
payroll,
going. Yeah.
you know, stuff. But we didn't have to pay that back. But only because we had employees that were on payroll, and we were using a payroll provider. We were using Gusto that provided all the reports. Everything was on the up and up.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what comes with running a legitimate business, right? Not, hey, we're going to keep everybody contractors. I'm taking
Or doctor numbers.
draws,
and things like,
all that kind of stuff. So no, a lot of people weren't able to, and it's sad. You know, I talk to people all the time, like, yeah, business was tough, this and that. Like, bro, the government did try to help you, but because you didn't have stuff in order, that's on you.
That's good.
You know,
Structure.
So they had that. They had the EIDL loan. It was $2 million, 3% over 30 years. You know, that's available for everybody.
Oh, wow.
So that was there. Took advantage of that. Then the employee tax credit, I think that was another like $40,000 that they gave. So they were there to help. They were trying to help. The help came late though. It did come, you know, super late. I mean, that was like in March. Then the first help came like in August, something like that. But you know, we made it through. We cut expenses. We cut overhead. I made some new products that were a little bit more affordable. But I knew that like people are not going to stop getting married. They're not going to stop having
events and things
like events is about to come back 10 times harder, right? And that's what
it
happened.
did.
And it
did.
Man, people were ready to go.
And it did.
People were ready to go, and people needed another business opportunity after COVID, because you realize like, hey, you can't have one source of income. You can't depend on your employer. Boom, we have a perfect opportunity for you. But I was thankful that, hey, I had all my stuff tight. We were able to take advantage of what the government had gave us. That we paid taxes for. Right?
Yep, absolutely.
I mean, all that stuff now is going to Ukraine. You know what I mean? So you know,
it's so sad what's going on out there, man.
Take a drink on that one.
Man. Okay, this is great. So I do appreciate your transparency around your journey and things like that. On a more personal and lighter note, you did mention how freedom was a big motivation. That was a goal for you, things like that. So say you had the freedom at this current age of yours. What would you spend your time doing?
I spend my time traveling with my family. I mean, just traveling, going. I've been able to go and travel overseas, Japan, China, Switzerland, Scotland. I've been around, and just like, the world is vast.
The world is vast.
The world is vast. There's so much culture. There's so much food. I mean, there's just like Japanese people just fascinate me, man. Like, it's so clean over there. They're quiet. You'd be on the street, there'd be 1,000 people and 50 cars, and you won't hear a thing. Oh wow! You know, it's the bathrooms are clean, bidets in every bathroom. You can eat off the floor in the bathroom. You know, like, it's just fascinating. And so I would like to travel and just live in other places. Okay. I just like doing that, man. I don't know. Like my mom told me the other day, she was like, "Yeah, you know, we brought you to America when you were 9 months old." I don't know. Maybe that's kind of what started it.
Oh, where you got the bug? You feel like you caught a bug on flight?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I like new experiences. Okay. That's what it is.
Okay.
I like having new experience, like with this wine, right? New experience for me.
Absolutely.
So, hey, let's go try it out.
Was it a good experience?
Oh yeah, for sure. Enjoying it.
Okay.
It, yeah.
Nice.
So I'm all about new experiences, and so that's what I would do.
Okay. Yeah. Speaking about family, you mentioned something about family. You're expecting a kiddo soon. Yeah. Congratulations on that. Yeah. How are you preparing for that? You know, are you nervous? Are you anxious? Are you excited? Is it multiple feelings? You know.
So from the get-go, I told my wife like where I wanted to be whenever it comes time for us to have children. And so we had to have like, good business.
Yeah.
We were able to, build our dream home.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so we were able to get her out of the business.
Sick crib, by the way.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Oh man, I saw a video of it. It's amazing.
Thanks.
It's amazing.
So we were able to get her out of the business and then hire the right staff in place to where like I don't have to be so involved with it.
Mm-hmm.
And so those elements are now in place so that now I feel comfortable being able to step away.
Ready now.
Yeah, step away, And so the timing is good, timing is everything,
Okay.
I feel, I've seen, a lot of people, you can never get it, the time, you're never going to be ready and all that. They're projecting their own, life. I'm like, bro.
Like, we can plan for this. I can plan. Yeah, you can plan.
Yeah. We're not going to go do this 10 years ago, struggle, try to build a business, getting sued by Nike. I'm having to
while you're expecting to get.
Bro, can you imagine that? Nah.
That's
so,
insane.
like, I think strategically, we did it properly. And I'm comfortable. She's happy with it. We did traveling. We traveled all over the world. We were able to see everything. And so, like, we're ready for it now.
That's great.
I feel like, I don't know, maybe we're going to get some hate on this one, but like a lot of people, they rush into it, they have a kid and they don't travel, they're working hard, they're,
it's a challenge when it is.
It's so much. I mean, daycare, all this stuff. And so it just makes life more difficult. Why would you want to do that?
Yeah.
I like, get the money right first.
Yeah.
Get your money right first before you do that so you can
provide for your family and
just,
enjoy.
Just spending time with your baby. Like, I can't imagine having to go drop my kid off at a daycare, bro. I went to a daycare to pick up my nephew the other day. It was like, I started feeling that when I was in economy, bro.
Really?
It was just like, I don't know, man.
Too rowdy, a lot going on.
It's like a prison. Hey, buzz me in. Like, open up room 3.
Oh, wow.
Like bring out this prison. Like he was there in the corner crying by himself, like nose all snotty. Wow. It was like 2 teachers and 17 kids. And it's like,
not that one-on-one care available.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, no.
So you do believe in positioning your family in the best possible scenario as a man, individually, being able to because I'm assuming you want a scenario where either you or your wife are readily available for the kids.
Yeah, my wife can be at home with the kids and raise the kids. I think that's how it should be.
That's awesome, man.
She was raised like that, but
that's
someone else
awesome.
raising your kids is a foreign concept to me. I can't imagine they're gonna have. I can get people barely to show up for work.
So the
they
care,
barely can do
all
the
of
job
that
we paid them for. Now you're talking about someone raising my kids with their own problems. I mean, everybody got depression.
Yeah, right. Maybe.
Everybody on Adderall, antidepressants, social media, TikTok.
Yeah. And you don't want to take that kind of risk with kids.
You don't know what's out there, who's out there, what's happening.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion on it, man. But
I feel
if we're gonna have kids, we're gonna do it this way.
Yeah.
And that was clear from the get-go. And like, hey, we had to get the business, get the money, get all that stuff sorted out. So now, look, we can enjoy our kids. We can go on trips. We can spend time with them.
Yeah.
Not asking for time off.
Yeah.
Dropping them off. Dealing with 5 o'clock traffic. Putting them in a public school. Right? I heard some guy was like, yeah, some other kid showed this kid porn on the phone.
Wow.
All this stuff is happening. Why would I go through all that? My life was already hard. Right?
Got to be easier for the next generation.
Exactly. Like that doesn't make sense to me. That's illogical. Right? I'm like, look, this whole setup is illogical here. I'm going to do things my way.
Yeah.
And this is the way I want to do it, and it's working out so far. So
that's awesome.
That's how I want to do it. And that's why I feel like it's a good time now for me.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the hard work you've put in over the past years, being in the country, hitting rock bottom, getting yourself back up to where your business is today. Really proud of your achievements, even with the family and the kiddo, the plan. Seems like everything is going great. I hope that this will be the least you will ever be. I know you're putting in the work, and I'm gonna be looking out for your success. I've heard your name in some rooms that even prior to meeting you, so it's my pleasure meeting you in person.
Thank you very much.
And sharing this amazing bottle of wine. So how can people reach you if they want to connect with you, either social media or from a business perspective, or how can people reach you?
Yeah, definitely on Instagram at nextleveljp. That's the best way, and you can find everything from there if you want to get involved in the business. Okay. Love to network, love to network with people and talk and connect.
Awesome. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did. I love this episodes, from lessons to all how he started his business, how we pivoted, from lessons onto how we brought diverse knowledge together and bringing different strengths he has acquired from different businesses that have been successful or either failed or hit rock bottom to where it is today with PBI, Photo Booth International. If you're curious about starting a photo booth business, if you're curious about just his journey, or you're just curious about actually how he's successful in what he does, please feel free to follow him on NextJP on Instagram. Also, I would ask you to check out PBI, go on their website. If you're local to the Dallas area, hit him up if you have some coming up.
Photo Booth International, just type it in Google, will come up. And Instagram at NextLevelJP.
Awesome.
Thank you guys.
Awesome. Thanks everyone. Cheers.
Cheers.
As we wrap up, this was great, JP. Thank you.
Thank you.